Here we go.
Money, money, making crap for money, money, and money, money.
What is up, YouTube? I am back with another one. It is your boy Rilo. Today we are reacting to videos of, let's see, they're talking about the elderly and the nursing homes are starting to close. And they're starting to be evicted, which is really sad stuff, guys. I think we all, if you're a human, you have some type of elderly person somewhere in your life, even if it's just like a family friend or somebody. So I don't think anybody in their right mind wants to see the elderly going through a difficult time, especially when you know they lived a good life, they did everything right, they took care of their family, people like that. It sucks with this whole big beautiful bill, Medicaid shit. Sucks that a lot of our elderly aren't going to be in a position to be able to be taken care of or to be able to their families won't be able to take care of them, and their families won't have time. A lot of people don't realize how many elderly have, at a certain age, dementia and stuff, and that requires somebody to constantly watch them. Well, they can't be left alone ever. Like you can't go to work and take care of your grandparent every day. Your grandparent that could set the house on fire. It's a real tragic thing going on right now in America. And we definitely need to figure it out, guys.
Well, I guess we're starting to purge, but you about to find it out. Yes, even including, you know who gonna feel these cuts more than anybody else? White people. See, people of color know the government always gonna F us up, but it's the white people who voted for this
Facts.
who don't realize that they putting their business on the line, their life on the line, their ability to function in the United States, which is expensive. You think they're not about to close your local clinic? They about to close your rural hospitals. They closing
Everything,
all of
guys.
that. They gonna close these nursing homes because they can't afford it. So now we're gonna have empty buildings sitting around.
Now, in my case, like my dad, we actually pay out of pocket, or I should say he pays out of pocket for his nursing home care. But what is it going to do when I guarantee you like 70, 80% of the people who are at my dad's facility are in some type of Medicare reimbursement, especially if they're in like very long-term care situations. Like that is super common. I don't think people understand that. And so what's going to happen when these facilities can't fill the apartments because there's not enough people who can afford? I mean, to give you an idea, it's over $4,000 a month, guys. $4,000. I mean, think about like that. That's like almost triple my mortgage. Okay. It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of these costs for taking care of our elderly, it is ridiculous how many, and this is part of the reason why some people voted for Trump. I didn't vote for Trump. Let's make that clear. But yeah, like they were tired of America spending money on people outside of America when we have elderly paying $4,000 a month just to take care of an elderly person that's pretty much going to stay in their bed and eat from time to time. Yeah, we're having them pay that much just to stay in some of these nursing homes. Um, and it really should be taken on by the government, especially if these are tax-paying citizens and have been their whole life, and they had Social Security. Social Security should have taken care of all this. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
And in my case, like, what would happen if I was in this situation? Because I'm thinking about that. Like, what's going to happen if, like, my dad's facility, for example, shuts? Because there's not going to be beds anywhere for these people to go. So the burden is going to be on the families. And, like, in my case, I don't have anywhere to put this man. And I don't live in a handicap accessible home. And there is no housing in my area. So I can't just, like, pick up and move. And I have a mortgage from 2011.
This is a huge problem.
and we had a family member, a member of my church who was at a nursing home. They are now kicking people out and giving them cutoff letters. I couldn't believe this when I first heard it. They find to be someone they don't want to take care of anymore. If they feel like you're going to be too much of a headache, they're going to move you out of the bed with a cutoff letter. So let me tell you what this cutoff letter usually is going to consist of. They're going to say, hey, you're in our nursing home, our rehab center, and the reality of it is we cannot meet your needs.
So what are we going to do when these nursing homes start wheeling people out to the streets?
I mean,
if you got homeless people with dementia.
That is a regular problem. I think a lot of like them not being able to meet people's needs is attested to a lot of different industry problems with the medical field. I can possibly personally speak on just from the knowledge of my girlfriend is a CNA currently. So this is her field. Yeah, so they do not have enough people to do that job. A. Um, well, now they probably do because a lot of hours have been cut recently. I know personally at my girlfriend's job, she said in the last month, 400 hours have been cut from all the CNAs at her job because they are evicting these homeless people. Do not be fooled and think, oh, this is not really happening. It is definitely happening. My girlfriend works in the CNA field. They are cutting hours because they don't have the patience anymore. And that 400 hours left their schedule in a month. That is a lot of people are not being taken care of anymore. Now, some of those could be deaths, but they didn't lose 400 hours worth of deaths um, in 1 month. That's half your client list dying. No, yeah, that's from people not being able to pay to take care of their elderly anymore.
In a wheelchair that are just sitting there dying. Is that what you voted for, MAGA? Because that is where we're going. If you don't believe me, let's wait until 2026 and you see what you voted for. And if you don't believe me, pick up the phone, call a few nursing homes, ask them what their policy is right now on how they're going to stay open if Medicaid. And they're going to tell you that they will not be able to. Because nursing homes that are private are not mandated to stay open just because you say. If they can't pay their staff, they'll close. And in the state of Georgia, you guys need to be listening because there's already nursing homes stating that next year they're closing their doors.
Social worker here who works with seniors. Y'all didn't think the big beautiful bill was gonna impact nursing homes?
This is just sad.
You didn't think that y'all don't realize that nursing homes is covered by Medicaid, right? You know 60-70%. Yeah, do y'all understand how budgets work? Do you think majority of the people that are in that nursing home just have $4,000 or $5,000 a month to cover their private pay?
No, a lot of them are living off of Social Security.
And people are pushing people out of these nursing homes now. These are big corporations. This is not, you don't have just a Jack and Jill look around the corner. These people are corporations. They look.
The messed up thing about this is like maybe you could have grandfathered people into this. Like if you've already been receiving Medicaid and you've been doing it for and you're an elderly person like this and you've been receiving it for like 10 years, give it to them for the rest of their life. They're about 10 years out, 15 years out max. Just give them the Medicaid for the rest of their life. Like this didn't make any sense to me. It's messed up. Like why? How are you, the government, gonna provide people as a way of life in their golden years, which is not like they can go out and create new ways of life. You're gonna provide a way of life and then snatch it up from them before they can peace out. It's messed up.
looking at their bottom line. It's a business. A nursing home is a business. These are just not nice people coming to work to take care of your granny or to take care of you. Honey, when you vote, you got to know the information.
Ants and stuff all over the food. That gnat. Like I said, they do not have. They don't have the people to handle this, guys. That was already apparent from my girlfriend's job. They constantly asked her to do overtime. Uh, and the sad part is the recovery time that it will take, even for us to like undo a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I don't want to see any more of these nastiness, but yeah, the recovery time is going to be ridiculous. To get CNAs rehired, get people retrained to take care of all the elderly people, if we were to undo a lot of these laws. Dear God, I hope we do, because not a lot of people are going to want to be elderly. If there's nobody to help take care of you when you're elderly, you might as well off me at 70. Like, just go ahead and make an assembly line for offing old people, because that's crazy. Like, who's going to take care of them?
So, elderly people getting eviction notices. This isn't just bureaucracy, it's policy. And it's hurting families like yours right now. And it's hard to find a nursing home now. My mother's in a nursing home. She only gets $900 a month Social Security. She did not plan. I cannot care for her. I work. I have a disabled husband, and I've had multiple back surgeries, and I have a heart condition. And my husband cannot handle the stress of having something, and he can't lift on anybody. So since senior citizens are on the chopping block of the new GOP budget that are in nursing homes, how does that going to feel, MAGA? When you have senior citizens, because nursing homes are closing, and you have people that can't walk, that don't have the financial means to live on their own, that cannot afford care, when they're just pushed out onto the streets because they have nowhere to go. And my mother requires assistance, and she has sundowners. There are 3 women, counting my mother, in her room. Now keep in mind, this nursing home closes if they lose Medicaid. If Medicaid is cut, the nursing home closes.
What's really distasteful about this whole Medicaid situation with the elderly in the nursing homes is that a lot of the families that put these elderly people in these nursing homes don't even visit them. They don't visit them. So if
this is very true. I hear about this all the time from my girlfriend. Yeah, a lot of the elderly people, like their families, if they can afford these places, they do not come and visit, or they rarely do. And almost, seem bothered by having to come and visit. Like, what's the issue? So, like, I don't know what the logic or thinking is that these elderly people just have a loving care circle, or they have unlimited resources, or there's somebody back home, a little niece or something, that can take care of them. No, a lot of these people do not have anybody, any system, anything in place other than what they were promised, which was Social Security would help pay for stuff like this. Medicaid would help pay for stuff like this. This was their backup plan. So removing it is, I can't stay it anymore. It's messed up, man. I feel for these people.
Maybe not visiting them going into their homes is going to be a really spooky situation. And in addition to that, a lot of the elderly that are in nursing homes, some of them don't even have family, which is why a lot of them relied rely, whatever, on
Relax.
Medicaid.
Okay.
Because it's like they already don't have any family. Where they finna go? But this is what a lot of y'all voted for. This is what a lot of y'all voted for. Now look at the results. Look at the consequences of your actions.
My dad lives in a nursing home. And by now, I'm sure you've seen the video circulating about the woman who's really concerned because her dad is getting kicked out of his nursing home due to Medicare. And this is just the anticipatory changes that the big, beautiful bill is putting into place. What people don't understand is a lot of nursing homes are actually owned by these big corporations, right? So the big corporations, your local branch isn't that, but like they are owned like by private equity, things like that. Like I know the one that my dad lives in is like that. And so the rules kind of come from on top. So it sounds like some of these nursing homes are figuring, well, we're not going to get reimbursed from Medicare in the future. So we're going to just start evicting people who, pay that way because we don't want to suffer the losses. And instead we'll try to fill those spots with people who pay out of pocket.
So, trending on social media right now, there is a woman asking why her father is being kicked out of his nursing home by September and he's on Medicaid. So, let's talk about why this is happening. Across the country, nursing homes are cutting ties with Medicaid residents, not because they want to, but because they can't afford to keep them. Medicaid pays some of the lowest reimbursement rates in the entire healthcare system. And in many states, those rates haven't kept up with inflation, staffing costs, or increased medical complexity. So nursing homes are losing money on every Medicaid patient that they currently care for. This crisis didn't start overnight. Under the Trump administration, federal policy pushed for Medicaid cuts, block grants, and privatization, what he likes to call the big, beautiful bill. That
Yep. Yep. We all saw this coming, guys. We all saw this coming. This sucks. This really does. They snatched the money out from under people. We all know about the big beautiful bill was happening, but it just sucks to see in reality right now what is happening to Americans. We're yeah, they're especially our elderly. They are having literally their lifestyle snatched from underneath them in their golden years, in their last couple of years. Um, and I really pray for their sanity. I pray for them to be able to live out the rest of their lives in peace. Um, but yeah, link, like, comment, subscribe. There will be a link to the original video down below. All right, guys. Yeah, have a good day. Thanks for tuning in.